Hi, welcome back to video 3. If you haven't watched the other 2 videos, please go ahead and do so. This is a small 5-part series that I'm recording to help parents, and this is video number 3. So let's get into it. If you've been trying to help your child's self-esteem, but nothing seems to work, or worse, things seem to be getting worse, you're probably making one of these 3 mistakes. Are you ready? Here's the thing. These aren't bad parenting mistakes. It's okay. They're not bad parenting mistakes. These are strategies that work beautifully for neurotypical children, but completely backfire with ADHD bull brains. Right. So in the next 10 minutes, though, I'm going to shift that for us. And then I'm going to show you exactly what to stop doing and what to do instead. Sound good? All right. Because once you understand why your current approach isn't working, everything becomes so much clearer. I can't wait for that for you. So let's get into it. Let me start with a story that might sound familiar. I had a mother, Sarah, who came to me because her 9-year-old son, Jake, was having daily meltdowns, saying, "I'm the worst kid ever." Sound familiar? She was doing everything right. Rewards charts, logical conversations, consequences for negative self-talk. I know we've all done that. At least I certainly have. I started that way for sure. Let's be logical. But Jake was getting worse, not better. His behavior was getting much worse. Does that sound like something you've been through? Here's what Sarah didn't know. She was using neurotypical parenting strategies on an ADHD brain. It's like trying to use Windows software on a Mac. The strategies aren't wrong. They're just for the wrong operating system. All right. Mistake number 1. Are we ready? You take a breath. Logical reassurance during emotional moments. Picture this. Your child says, "I'm stupid." And you immediately respond with, "No, no, 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 you're not, honey. You're so smart. Remember when you got an A on your test last week?" This seems logical, right? But remember, when I taught you in my first video during emotional overwhelm, your ADHD child's thinking brain got unplugged, is offline. You're trying to give logical information to a brain that literally cannot process logic in that moment. Not only does this not help, but your child starts to think, "Mom doesn't understand. She doesn't get me. I'm not going to talk to her about things. She's not even listening to me. She doesn't see me. She doesn't care how I feel." Ooh, I hope that lands for you for a second. I gave a talk recently at a summit where I talked about curiosity, because if we're not curious as parents, if we don't talk about these things, then yeah, we just all want to be seen, right? We want to be seen and heard. So I want that to land for you for sure. Take another breath. What to do instead. Okay, here's what to do instead. Use the 10-second technique I taught you in the last video. Address the emotional brain first, then give information once they're regulated. Oh, that's cold. It really is. Try it. Okay, let's talk about mistake number 2. Punishment for negative self-talk. I've heard parents say, "If you say one more negative thing about yourself, you're losing screen time." Or, "I'm not going to stand here and listen to you talk negative about yourself." Something, right? Some kind of consequence, some backlash for that negative talk. And I get it. You're trying to stop that behavior, right? We want it to stop. We want our kids to think positively about themselves. But here's what's really happening. You're teaching your child to hide their struggles from you instead of solving them. Your child learns, when I'm struggling, I better not tell mom or dad or whoever, because then I'll get in trouble, or they don't want to hear it, or they don't care. So they start stuffing their feelings, which makes the internal shame spiral even worse. It's okay. Take a deep breath. What to do instead? Treat negative self-talk as information, not misbehavior. It's your child's way of saying, my brain is overwhelmed and I don't understand what's happening to me. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. Help me. You got this. You can do this. I hope these are helping you realize it's really tangible, really easy, really fast, and will make a difference. I guarantee it. If you do these things consistently, create a habit, create a pattern in yourself and your child and the brains, it will work. All right, but let's go on to mistake number 3. Treating ADHD kids like neurotypical kids. Like I said, each of your children need to be treated differently. Even the ADHD children, some approaches might work, some approaches might not. So this is the big one. Traditional parenting says, if the reward chart isn't working, make it bigger. If consequences aren't working, make them more consistent, bigger, more frequent. But ADHD brains don't respond to traditional reward and consequences systems the same way. Their dopamine system works differently. Their emotional regulation works differently. Their executive function works differently. I hope you're seeing a picture here. So you end up with this exhausting cycle of trying harder and harder with strategies that fundamentally don't match your child's brain. Breathe. What to do instead? Learn strategies specifically designed for ADHD brains and your child that work with their neurological differences, not against them. So let's go back to Sarah. Do you remember Sarah? Once she stopped these 3 mistakes and started using ADHD specific strategies, Jake went from I'm the worst kid ever, meltdowns, to actually saying, my brain works differently. And that's okay, because it's super cool. I love when the kids see that light bulb of their brain being different, and that's okay. Within a short time, he changed. But it wasn't just Jake who changed. Sarah stopped feeling like a failed parent and started feeling confident and connected with her son. What I want you to understand is that you're not a bad parent and your child is not bad. You're not doing anything wrong. You've just been given the wrong tools for your child's unique brain. It's like being asked to build a house with kitchen utensils. You could try really, really hard, but you're never going to succeed because you need different tools. Your child needs different tools. The hope, the good news, once you understand how ADHD brains actually work and you get the right strategies so that your parenting becomes better, everything becomes so much easier, not just for your child, but for you too, and your family and your relationships. It's a beautiful, peaceful transformation. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, I understand what not to do, but how do I know the right strategies that will actually work for my kid in my situation? In my next video, I'm going to share a real case study of how one family transformed their child's relationship with their ADHD brain in just 2 weeks. You'll see exactly what they did, what happened day by day, and most importantly, you'll see proof that this approach really works. If you need hope that your family can experience this kind of transformation too, click and watch the next video. And thank you again for joining me. I hope these 3 tips have helped you, and I can't wait for you to try them with your child. Remember, consistency, give it time, don't give up, but you also, yes, have to work on yourself before you will see changes with your child. See you in the next video.